Today we're gonna make our 5th grandma pizza. So this is going to be a chicken parm grandma pizza. We're gonna use the chicken cutlets that we used from the chicken parm episode. I also made just a straight chicken cutlet episode. You can also just bring your chicken cutlets that you've already made or that maybe you purchased. I'm not gonna keep mixing up dough every single time I make a pizza. This is probably my 20th pizza. This is the first step before you do anything. I've had it out for 60 minutes already. And we're gonna put a lot of olive oil down here, probably about a 1/4 cup, maybe even a little bit more. All right, so we got a lot of oil here. Grandma pizza has the most oil of any of the standard 3 pizzas in New York. So you have round pizza, which is the most common. Then you have Sicilian pizza, and then you have the grandma pizza. Grandma and Sicilian are almost the same. It's just that Sicilian is thicker. When I'm referring to Sicilian, I mean a New York Sicilian, not sfincione. Try to press it as best you can into the pan, and you're gonna come up way short. You're not gonna be anywhere near able to stretch it at this point. Equalize it so it's all kind of the same thickness. Put plastic wrap on top of here, completely covered for 45 minutes, and then come back to it, and then try to stretch it again. You're probably gonna have to do 2 45 minutes, maybe even 3 45 minutes of intervals of the stretch, because we really wanna fill up this whole pan, and we absolutely can fill the whole pan with 700 grams of dough. All right, so this is boar's head mozzarella, this is sliced mozzarella. Actually, this is polio, I think. It's one or the other, but you might have something different where you are, and no matter what brand it is, you get it deli sliced, it's gonna be a heck of a lot easier. Grandma pizza is unique in the sense that the cheese goes down first. Now, if you can't get it sliced, just take a brick of mozzarella, maybe freeze it for a little bit, and you'll be able to get slices of it. Any of these tomatoes would be great. So this is the brand that typically pizzerias use, 7-Elevens. These are crushed already, and they have great, great flavor. But on Amazon, one good brand you can get is Sclafani. And if you live in the New York Metro, you'll know Sclafani, it's all around. Another brand you'll know, and not just in the New York Metro, but probably in the rest of the country, is Cento. And these are Cento San Marzano. They're great tomatoes, they're a little bit more expensive. You really wanna start with really good tomatoes here. And then the chicken we'll just cut up into the cubes. You could cut it up into strips. And I have that much chicken. And then we're gonna prepare our garlic oil. So it's been about, not quite 45 minutes, maybe 35 minutes. Let's see how we do. Try to push it a little bit into the sides. All right, so we are almost there. That's pretty good for 45 minutes. Just make sure you cover it completely. See these bubbles? So these are all air bubbles that are in there. If you want to remove some of them, just lift it up, and then the air will come out of it. Well, I kind of like to leave a couple of them, but if it's really big, you might want to do that. What could happen then is it could kind of like push everything off the edges, like if the bubble gets really large. So that's all you have to do. And I'm able to pretty much press it all into place now, as you can see. All right, so we're gonna start with the mozzarella cheese. And these are kind of breaking apart, but that's all right. And I'm gonna kind of pin it in there and then layer a piece. Kind of just press it to kind of lock it in there. So normally the slices make it easier, but these, I probably should have kept them in the fridge so they don't fall apart as much as they are. So just try to layer them all in a shingle pattern across. And I'm gonna leave about a 1/4 inch on the sides here. And for a pan this size, depending on how thin it's sliced, it's probably gonna be roughly 12 ounces of cheese. So you could do the sauce first, then you can put the chicken on top. I'm gonna put the chicken down right on the cheese. Hopefully it'll stick to the stick a little bit better. All right, so we're gonna do the sauce. I think doing the sauce on top of the chicken is probably better, but you really can do this either way. Resist the urge to put too much sauce on. It might look like that's not that much, but it is going to spread out here. Your oven should be on 440 degrees. Depending on your oven, it might be not hot enough, or the more likely scenario is that it could be too hot if you raise it to 450. So like 440 is probably good. If you cook it right on the bottom, especially with a pan like this, an aluminum pan. They're very thin and they could end up burning your pizza. Now you want this pizza to be extremely crisp. You want it to be crisp to the point where right before it burns. And that's why all this oil's on the bottom here. It's gonna essentially like fry the bottom of the pizza dough. You might screw up on the first one. You might have to adjust. Remember, if your oven is off by 20 degrees one way or the other, you're gonna get a different result than I'm getting. I have a little bit more mozzarella. This is just grated mozzarella, and I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit more on top, just a little bit. This has been out for a while, out of the fridge, so it's kind of soft right now. All right, so not that much. Probably a couple more ounces on top. Then we have the garlic oil, the classic garlic oil that goes on top of grandma. Drizzle that right across. And this is characteristic of a grandma pizza. It'll have a lot of that garlic right on top of it. All right, so 440, roughly 18 to 22 minutes, depending on your oven. The last 2 minutes, you're gonna take it out and we're gonna put on the Parmesan cheese and the oregano. At about the 8-minute, 9-minute mark, you can turn it around. Just be careful so the oil doesn't come out of the pan. All right, so that's exactly 20 minutes. All right, I'm just gonna put it on, not too much. And then grate the Parmesan cheese on there. This is Parmigiano Reggiano. You can use regular domestic Parmesan. You could use Grana Padano. You can use Pecorino Romano, which I love Pecorino, but I'm gonna use Parmesan cheese because this is chicken parm pizza. We're gonna get it in the oven for probably another 3 more minutes. I don't want you to be discouraged if you try to make this and it doesn't come out perfect the first time. I've made so many of these now, and too many of them. And needless to say, I've tested these a lot. Okay, so the truth is I only cooked it for probably 1:30 more. And then 30 seconds in the broiler, and the color's phenomenal. Listen, the chicken's still gonna be moist. I know you're thinking, well, it's already cutlets, 20 minutes. You just have to take my word for it, unless you make the recipe. And if you're watching this, you should make the recipe.
Maybe I should do 2 spatulas like right there.
Got it, okay? That was hard. This is a 16 by 12, so we'll do 9 square. Really, really bad cut. Definitely not even. That's right, and this pan is hot. Okay. Well, I gotta get it back in. You know, people are like, you didn't even take a bite of it. You didn't show me taking a bite of it. You know, I was like, all right. Yeah, you do it. You do it. Yeah. All right, we gotta show them the bottom, okay? So I get people asking me about the bottom, okay? So here we go. In there. Very crispy, okay?
What I see? Yeah.
Okay. It's gonna be hot. What do you think, buddy?
Double thumbs up. It's so good.
Oh man. Wow. YouTube doesn't care if you subscribe. Only if you watch my videos will they show you more of my videos. If you don't watch them, there's no point to subscribing. So I would just appreciate that you just like it and share it. That would help me out more than anything. I'll see you next time.